Imagine it's December 2025. Imagine it's December 2025. Look around. What you see, in some far-off prediction, it's today's reality. China's industrial might is on full display. Ports operate with near-total automation. Logistics networks are managed by sophisticated AI. And its naval fleet projects power across the seas. This isn't a glimpse into the future. This is the present. China's rise in something that will happen decades from now. It's happening right now, in real time. Meanwhile, where is the United States? It seems consumed by internal political squabbles, distracted from the monumental shift happening on the world stage. For 75 years following World War II, America was the undisputed global leader. Its economic engine, its military reach, its technological innovation, and the power of the dollar dictated the terms of the global order. That era isn't ending because America chose for it to end. It's fading away, slowly eroding, while another power has been methodically, strategically, and patiently stepping into the vacuum. History offers a clear roadmap for these moments. Great power transitions often follow a predictable script. The reigning power gets stretched too thin, often through military overextension. It piles on debt, and its economic dynamism starts to fade. At the same time, a rising power is quietly doing the opposite. It's investing heavily in its own industry, building modern infrastructure, and pouring resources into next-generation technology. This is the exact pattern that described Britain's decline and America's rise. And now, it's the pattern that marks America's gradual decline and China's determined ascent. Let's talk about manufacturing. China isn't just a major player anymore. It is the world's largest manufacturing nation. It commands a staggering share of global production. And this isn't just about cheap toys and textiles. China's dominance has expanded deep into advanced industrial sectors and high-tech manufacturing. When you control the supply chains, you control more than just goods. You hold immense geopolitical leverage. The COVID crisis was a brutal wake-up call, revealing just how deeply dependent the United States and the rest of the world had become on Chinese manufacturing for everything from basic medical supplies to complex electronics. Now, let's look at technology, the true battlefield of the 21st century. China has declared artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and advanced materials as top national priorities. This isn't just talk. Massive, state-directed investment funds are fueling rapid progress and enabling a focus on long-term goals, free from the short-term pressures of quarterly earnings reports. One of China's most significant structural advantages is its access to vast, unimaginable amounts of data. This data is the lifeblood of AI, giving its systems an edge in learning and development. These are the technologies that will define global leadership for decades to come, and China is playing to win. What about military power? China's objective isn't global conquest in the old-fashioned sense. Its strategy is far more focused and pragmatic, to establish regional dominance and deny America the ability to project power in Asia, particularly in its own backyard. The development of modern aircraft carriers, stealth fighters, and a formidable arsenal of long-range missiles are all key pieces of this strategy. The results are already showing. U.S. wargame simulations, especially those modeling a potential conflict over Taiwan, increasingly predict unacceptable losses for American forces. This shifting military balance has real-world consequences, weakening the credibility of American security guarantees among its allies in the region. And then there's the financial front. For decades, the U.S. dollar has been the bedrock of the global financial system, giving America incredible power through sanctions and financial pressure. China is actively working to change that. It's building alternative payment systems, steadily accumulating gold reserves, and promoting trade with other nations using their own currencies instead of the dollar. New institutions, like the BRICS Bank and the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, are being created to offer an alternative to Western-dominated organizations like the World Bank and IMF. Each of these moves is a deliberate step to reduce the world's dependence on the dollar and, consequently, reduce the effectiveness of America's financial leverage. Diplomatically, China has cultivated a very different image on the world stage. It presents itself as a reliable partner that invests in development without attaching the political strings or demands for internal reforms that often come with Western aid. For many developing nations in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, this is an incredibly attractive proposition. The Belt and Road Initiative, a massive global infrastructure project, has been a key tool in this strategy, creating a web of economic and strategic relationships that lock in China's influence for the long term. All the while, global news cycles are filled with stories of American political dysfunction and social division, further contrasting with the image of stability and long-term planning projected by China. So, where is this all heading? If we look toward the period between 2035 and 2040, the trajectory seems clear. China is positioned to become the world's leading power. Its sheer economic scale, its accelerating technological superiority, and its established regional military dominance all point in this direction. The United States will, of course, remain a very powerful country, but it will no longer be the single decisive force shaping global events. This transition is less likely to be marked by a single, dramatic military conflict and more by the undeniable forces of economics and technology. This isn't just an abstract geopolitical discussion. This global rebalancing will have a direct impact on individuals, on national economies, and on markets worldwide. For those living in the West, particularly in the United States, it could mean sustained pressure on living standards as the global economic center of gravity continues its eastward shift. The world order, as we've known it for nearly a century, is being fundamentally reshaped. Ignoring this transformation isn't an option. Understanding it is the first and most critical step toward adapting to the new reality. The Chinese century has already begun. Thanks for watching. If you found this analysis insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated.